of opportunity. But the flip side, but then you could argue, you could turn right around and go, no, that's not true. There are literally, you can see some of these larger entities. They're massive, right? I mean, you could just do you could do the math, right? You could look at a progression. You could see, how much money they're spending on marketing. So obviously they're making a lot of money in this space, so they wouldn't spend that marketing over time.
Right.
And they have real investors, I'm sure you're aware.
Right. I mean, they seem to be obviously the behemoth in the industry, and they're clearly spending. I'm not sure really what their ROI is on the dollars that they're spending from a marketing perspective, but they clearly are doing something right in terms of getting leads. I guess outside of them, and which is Lexington and Credit Repair, who are other guys in the industry that you deem as kind of national and strong players?
I think the Bradburn Group is pretty strong. They operate under 3 brands. So it's similar. I'm not saying they're similar to Progression, but so I think the Bradburn Group owns, so to speak, and they operate under 3 brand names. One, I think, is National Credit Care, Continental Credit, and then Home Loans Assist. And they, now I think they focus on the more, different spaces. Maybe one focuses on mortgage and other different spaces.
Right. Yeah, that's a company that we've heard of as well. From our understanding, it seems like they're mostly tied to the real estate channel, where Progrexion may be more focused on just kind of lead aggregators. At least that's from our kind of 50,000 view from where we're trying to figure out. But I don't know if that's consistent with your understanding as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% on where specifically all of Progression's leads come from. I would imagine they're in that real estate or mortgage space as well. But,
but I guess from your perspective, I mean, those are both national companies, and the other ones we've heard of are like Ovation and Veracity and a few other guys that are out there. I mean, from your perspective, is the market fragmented enough that all these guys can kind of exist and compete with each other, and there's plenty of white space out there that it really doesn't matter? There's plenty of room, I guess, from an addressable market perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it appears that way, over time. That, like you said, I mean, that those players have persisted for an extensive number of years, and they all operate with similar. The only one that I'm aware of that has a slightly different model is the Credit Pros. They operate like on a pay, or at least some of it, they have an option where you can opt in, you can do like a pay for performance model where you pay a certain amount per item removed per credit reporting agency. So that's a little different.
So they might charge a little bit more, but it's like performance based versus kind of just monthly work fee associated.
Yeah, they're basically, I mean, it's actually a good marketing message, right? Because they're saying, I think they do charge a one-time fee. I'm not sure, what it is. But then they say, well, we're going to charge you X dollars per item, per credit reporting agency. I think they understand, obviously they've done the math, and some people they can't help. And so their revenue, so to speak, related to that individual, if they can't really get any changes made, is low. But the flip side is it's not unlimited, but right, if you had someone who had 10 items and you had 10 items removed from all 3 credit reporting agencies, that's 30 times X, right? So you could end up you probably could end up with a couple few $1,000s in revenue from one person. I mean, and I'm sure they've modeled it out so they know they understand the break even, or how to be profitable.
Right.
But it appears that the space, continues to grow. To your point.
does the regulation